Now to talk about the dangers of these near drownings, we've got Rhonda Johnson. She's with the nonprofit organization Hope for JD, and also Liz Tullis, whose son Conrad suffered a very similar injury back in 2004. So thanks to both of you ladies for being here. We appreciate you joining us on this Sunday morning. And Rhonda, we'll start with you. First of all, just, this is kind of a foreign topic to a lot of people. Tell us about the importance of awareness to these near drownings.
Well, people are just not aware of what happens to these children once they nearly drown. I think most people think that they just go home and everything is fine and it goes on just as normal. But this is not the case with many children. They do suffer a brain injury and have a long road to recovery.
Okay, and that's one of the reasons you started Hope for JD.
Yes.
You partnered with the family, and you guys now have this nonprofit organization that's running. Tell us a little bit more about Hope for JD.
Okay, Hope for JD is a 501c3 public charity organized to help families that have a child who has suffered a brain injury due to a non-fatal drowning in Texas. And we help them pay for things that are not covered by insurance. There's so many treatments and therapies that are out there that families don't even know about since they're not covered by insurance. So we, let them to be aware of those things and help them pay for those.
Right, yeah, when we met JD just a couple of weeks ago, it was amazing to see everything inside the family's home that they use to just help them get through every day, and that's something that people don't realize is a necessity after this.
Exactly.
All right, and Liz, we want to talk to you a little bit as well. As we mentioned, your son, back in 2004, just a little more than a year old, went through a similar experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my husband and I were actually vacationing in Costa Rica when we got the message, that our son Conrad had fallen in a swimming pool and nearly drowned. And as like John mentioned, at that point, I thought you either drowned or you didn't drown. You lived or you died. And so the fact that he was alive, that was our focus. And when we got back to Texas and we got to him, that's when we were corrected. We were told that although he had survived, he had severe brain damage. And, we weren't asked to withdraw care, but we were encouraged to consider institutionalizing him. And, that's where I think the key challenge is that it's not that we're just not given the hope. I think we're not given enough of what I call the medical help in the sense of the intellectual capital needed to deal with this, because, to the doctor's defense, this is a really understudied condition. And the doctors are practitioners. They're practicing known medicine. And what's known about this condition is that you can't recover. That's still kind of the prevailing thought. And so families like us who want to defy the odds, really aren't given much help. And so we have what Rhonda explained, a lot of things aren't covered by insurance. But there's also just not a lot thought about what can we do to promote recovery.
Okay. And tell us, 9 years after that experience, one of the things you're doing to really try to get the word out.
Yeah, so we have formed a not-for-profit also that's called Conrad Smiles. And we're focusing on the research side of the equation. And what we're really looking to do is find people that can study the condition and figure out ways that we can help these kids. And we have had success. We have two doctors in San Antonio, Dr. Peter Fox and Janessa Manning, who are leading the first research project to assess the brain functioning in kids that have survived a near drowning accident. And we partnered with Hope for JD. There's a lot of other kids besides Conrad and JD, and we formed the non-fatal drowning registry and network and registry. So we can actually understand all the kids that have survived this and start quantifying that impact and really getting more attention to the cause.
Great. All right. And we know there's all sorts of ways to get involved and help these families. We know that Hope for JD's got some events coming up. Tell us a little bit about that. I know there's one coming up in September. Is that right?
Yes. We are having the Hope for JD Family Fun Fest, September 28th, and we're going to have the Battle of the Youth Bands. And we're having youth bands come out and perform that day, but they're also raising money for Hope for JD. And whoever raises the most money, the first in place, they get to play at Stubbs on December 1st. So that's kind of really exciting.
Sounds wonderful.
Lots of fun stuff that day.
Sounds great. And of course, you can check out a lot of this information on our website. We'll have this stuff posted. Both of you ladies, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your stories and letting us know about the great work you all are doing and how everyone can get involved. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.